Southern California Prep Insider is brought to you by Toyota Dealers of San Diego. Welcome to the Southern California Prep Insider San Diego football podcast, gentlemen. Want to introduce yourself and tell us where we are?
No, we're here at RBV.
Yeah, RBV, baby. Not the place that I would have ever thought we'd be after the first round of the playoffs. But shout out to the Longhorns for a huge win and for some record-setting nonsense happening with their running back. Noah has that all covered on RBU. But Tommy, can we please discuss the playoffs? Because some big blowouts happened, some upsets happened, and open division is finally getting...
It's playoff time, baby.
It's the real playoff time. Like, no disrespect to what happened last week, but we can have a whole other podcast talking about whether or not an 0-10 team needs to be in the playoffs even and some stuff like that. So this is the real action. This is the real action.
Here we go. Yeah, the real action. We'll start talking about the Division 5 a little bit. I'll just give you the matchups. We won't really predict them. We'll just kind of go through them. The 6th seed.
Predict them too.
Oh, we'll predict them. Why not? Here we go. Division 5. The 6th seed Tri-City Christian is going to play number 2 Crawford. The number 4 seed Classical Academy will play Vincent Memorial. The newly Ear Pierce near election. No election. What do you think about this division?
I think Crawford and Vincent Memorial are going to come out. They had big wins. Right, Vincent Memorial they both had big wins last week, so I think they're going to continue their dominance this week.
Yeah, Vincent Memorial is the most well-rounded team in this whole bracket. I'll hold on to that for you. Save that arm, Tommy, so you're not getting too much of a workout. But aside from Vincent Memorial, I think the really interesting one is this Tri-City versus Crawford. Crawford, we talked about them out the gate. We were on their pod. We had them for the podcast. They were a really solid feel-good story. They took some L's to University City and some other schools like that showed some holes in their defense when you pass the ball. Zach Reitmeyer, the quarterback for Tri-City Christian, was an honorable mention on our top 50 list because he knows how to throw the ball. So this could be a matchup of well-rounded versus air assault, and if just Tri-City can pull out all the stops and just start chucking down the field nonstop 400 times, we could see, a little bit of hyperbole there, but we could see a very interesting thing that Crawford's really awesome feel-good season comes to an early end.
Yeah, I don't think that will happen, though. I'm with you, Noah. I think it's going to be Crawford and Vincent Memorial coming out of these two games going to the championship. Now we've got Division 4 to talk about.
This bracket, low-key, is, to me, more exciting than the next two above it. I think that the D4, we got some interesting teams. We got some teams that are right where they need to be to shine in terms of the talent level they have and who they've played all season. UC and Kearney, two of the most prolific teams. San Diego. Undefeated. Okay, Tommy, first matchup.
All right, I'll give you all four of them, then we can discuss them individually or however you want to do it. Number 8, Sarah going to number 1, University City. This is a rematch from earlier this year. We have number 5, Chula Vista going to number 4, Monte Vista. Number 6, Kearney going to go all the way out to Central there, the 3 seed. And finally, the number 7 seed, La Jolla Country Day, we were there last week, going to San Diego, the number 2 seed. Thoughts, predictions?
Let's start with your thoughts and predictions.
My thoughts and predictions.
You always pawn it off on us first.
Here we go. I think University City will take the W there against Sarah pretty easily. They played each other in the regular season. Sarah is, I'm not kidding, 1 or 2 years away from being very, very good. They're just not quite there yet. Monte Vista, I have them winning as well. Central is scary, and I'm going to say this about all the teams that are kind of further away. We don't get to see them a lot. We don't know much about them. Definitely. When they get these high seeds, it's because of the points. The points say we want about them. They normally are right. So if they're earning that 3 seed, I'm going to go with that. I know Kearney had a great season this year, but I think that comes to an end. And they shouldn't be the 7 seed, but they are. La Jolla Country Day, San Diego. I think these, with except University City, obviously, I think these are 2 of the top 3 teams in this bracket. I know San Diego's coming off a bye. Country Day got the quarterback back a couple weeks ago.
Braxton's back?
Not Braxton. EJ is back. I think an upset comes here in the 7 over the number 2. Wow. No, what do you think?
I think.
Don't touch that mic, Noah.
Yeah,
it's too hot.
Yeah,
it's too hot.
Yeah. That was some pretty hot takes, and I'm pretty sure you have deserving reasons. I think San Diego, even though they're the number 2 seed, I feel like they're the favorites in the division. They're undefeated. They've shown no signs of weaknesses yet, so I'm not going to doubt them. They're number 2 seed at home. I feel like they're going to take it. UC. Hey, we have 2 teams RBU in this.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is actually you can say what you want about 1, 2, 3, 4, Open 5, all being in order. But this is something where we're seeing teams that are going to jump up to D3 next year. We're seeing guys in Casey Granfors and Brenton Bell and the Jadens and the Earth, Winds, and Fire and everybody like that.
What a name.
Like there's Thomas Mark. Like there is Division I NCAA talent.
We're out here, San Diego. I had to. Shout out to Earth, Wind, and Fire. They hooked it up with the gear, and I have to wear it.
There we
I'm
go.
a big
There we
San
go.
Diego guy.
I'm all about that. Look, Noah has now figured out low key the secret to why we all get in this business.
Get the gear.
Free gear, baby.
You gotta get the
free
gear.
No, but I mean, we're talking about there are Pac-12 commits. There are guys in Casey Granfors that are going on to the next level in this D4 bracket. So this is electric, explosive football. I'll say this: UC, Chula, San Diego, Central.
Okay.
That's our semifinals. That's where the bracket really gets interesting. But I mean, this is all. If Country Day pulls out the upset, if Sarah pulls out the upset, this is still the most dynamic and interesting bracket that we've got to talk about.
Anyway, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You talk about the elements. My Twitter account will be exploding if San Diego goes in and wins that one. Hey, had a great time talking to you guys last week. Great team.
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 game. I got to go with the upset there. Division 3 now. I'll give you guys the games. Do you want me to go first again?
No, I'll go first on this one.
Christian will go first on this
I
one.
deserve to go first on this one for the reasons of getting my picks out of the way.
Read them all. Number 9, Mount Miguel going to number 1, Southwest EC. Imperial at a 5 seed going to number 4, Hilltop. 6, RBV, the team we see right behind us. They're going to be traveling to San Pasqual next week. And the last game in Division 3, it is the La Jolla Vikings, a 7 seed, traveling to number 2, Santa Fe Christian.
Okay, so like I said, I didn't expect us to be here during the postseason talking about this. So I'll hand RBV the hot hand card and never pick against these guys for the rest of the playoffs because, I mean, how can you when they've got the efficient run game? Because in my opinion, run game trumps everything because you control the clock, you hold on to the ball,
you can do play action.
Yeah, run game sets up everything, and when you've got a running back that can handle a 30-plus carry workload.
38 carries, 499 yards. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
What's ridiculous is the stat guy not finding 1 yard in there somewhere to get him to 500. You got to find one. There's got to be 1 yard in there.
One yard that you can.
You got to milk that out. Also, shout out to RBV track or cross country or whoever is wrestling. Okay, RBV wrestling is carrying people on their backs behind us, looking much tougher than the football players. So they've got the hot hand. I'll say this. You know, it's something where you hate traveling. Imperial's got to travel to Hilltop. It's something where Hilltop's got that hot hand. They won that league title, so I'll go with them. La Jolla SFC would be a very different game 2 months ago if Dimitri Washington was still involved. I would say that this would not be close at all, and SFC would run away with it. I'll say that Dimitri Washington his absence makes it closer. SFC still wins by a field goal there. And then finally, no one's going to stop Tyler Cyclone until a potential finals matchup. And that Southwest El Centro team they're too good. I would love to see them versus RBV in the finals and maybe have 3 total passing attempts. Just run the ball and
the
run the
will
ball.
Last like an hour.
Yeah, just a
hour.
nice tight 75 minutes.
That one, 75 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, let's just say that's where I see the bracket right now. This is the nitty gritty bar fight over a bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Santa Fe Christian. I've played them 2 years in a row, and they're just a great football team. They're well coached. They find guys, do their job, and I think that's what they're going to have an excellent playoff run. Even though with their loss with a great player, I think they're going to make a run. Southwest, undefeated. They've jumped on the map, and we've just been like, wow, where are they from? And I think that they're going to continue their dominance. I think that's a bracket where I think the 1-2 is just going to meet each other, and it's going to be a ball to cover that game in the finals.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on most of this. I'm going to say Southwest EC wins. I'm going to go a little bit of an upset, not really, since they're seated right next to each other. I'm taking Imperial over Hilltop again. As I said, the previous divisions, these teams from the desert, we don't really know how good they are. It's really hard for teams to prepare for them, and they always come west and surprise us. So I'm going to go with Imperial here. I'm going to take San Pasqual over RBV. I should say really quietly because we're here. And I've got Santa Fe Christian, the 2 seed, going over La Jolla. I don't think that game will be close, but Hey, you're normally good at predicting, so I'm gonna Reggie congratulate Santa Fe Christian field goal kicker for hitting the game-winning field goal in that game, as you predicted, a 3-point game for Santa Fe Christian. On to Division II now. I'll read them off to you.
This one might as well be the open.
Yeah,
this is back to being fun. This is the year of the even divisions. D4 and D2 are huge.
Here we go. Here are the teams in Division II. The 9 seed Westview is going to travel all the way out to Ramona. 5 Lincoln going to number 4 Otay Ranch. 6 Granite Hills going all the way out to Valley Center. And the number 7 seed Steel Canyon
Lincoln,
going to
Otay,
Bishops.
That Lincoln Otay game is going to be
Let's let Noah
so.
go first on this
Okay. We have 2 RBU guys, Sammy Paranada and Kenyon Sims. Much love for both of y'all. Lincoln and Otay is going to be one of the more physical games, I think, this week out of every division. So that has game of the week potential for me. I'm going to have to go with the Hive. I've been riding the Hive since preseason. Let's see. The other games. What other games?
Noah's like, dude, who cares? Whoever wins that game.
Number 9 Westview at number 1 Ramona. Number 6.
Ramona, they're the number 1 seed for a reason. I think if you come out in the number 1 seed in such a talented division like this, I think that means everything. So having home field advantage for Ramona is going to be huge. I think they're going to pull out the win in that one.
And then we got 6 Granite Hills at number 3 Valley Center.
See, shout out to David Tyler Gonzalez, man. Much love for that man. DTG, he's a beast. RVU, but I think Valley Center at home has just been ridiculous.
Valley Center in general is good.
Valley Center in general is good, but when they play at home, they're a different animal, I think.
Absolutely.
So, I think that being a big factor, I'm going to take Valley Center.
And then Steel Canyon 7 going to number 2 Bishops.
Bishops, Moses Mooney, I think.
Como, though.
Moses Mooney is just, I think, that's my bro. He's a beast. He's gone out, has records, CIF records. I think he's going to lead the team in his senior season. He's going to say, hey, in this town division, I'm going to put the team on my back, and we're going to get a ship.
I will say this is going to be an interesting bracket no matter who wins it. Mm-hmm. Somehow this changes the conversation about top 10 in the county and who makes open and who makes D1, and you can sort of make the argument that whoever wins this bracket, if it's Ramona, if it's Bishops, if it's Lincoln, that it's a team that we have talked about above anybody that we have put in the D1 bracket this year. And it throws some wrenches in the works of all the rankings in the county. I think that Lincoln will win over Otay. I think that the Hive is not just alive, but they're focused finally. They were a team that at the beginning of the season didn't really know their identity because summer was all about passing league and throwing touchdowns. Now they've become a really nice balance, not to mention a defense, though, that creates turnovers. And that's where you got to give them the edge over an Otay team, because Otay will just pound it, and score. But the question is, I think if Otay gives up the ball once, or if Lincoln forces that turnover, Lincoln wins that game. Shout out to Westview for beating Christian in such a close, dramatic fashion, shutting down the miracle arm of Brad Jeremiah. Yeah. That's not going to trump, though, the size that Ramona has in the offensive line and their ability to just move the ball at will. Ramona wins that game. Bishops wins. A lot of talk about Moses Mooney, but Tyler Buckner, their freshman quarterback, is going to be the real catalyst that starts to make it happen, because the kid is big, so he can run and throw. When you've got him and a Jackson brother that you can put in the backfield, that just becomes too dynamic. Yeah. And, I mean, the fourth game, Valley Center, I mean, that's unfortunate that Valley Center kind of gets lost in the shuffle in this bracket, because they are a very good team who has been building towards that last year. They met with Bishops in the semis last year, and it was a close game. So, I mean, I feel for Valley Center to be the bridesmaid yet again, maybe, and losing that semi, but that's where they're cruising.
Yeah, in this one, I've got Ramona, I've got Lincoln, I've got Valley Center, and I've got Bishops coming out of this one. We'll go to Division I now. I'll start this one.
Yeah,
I'll take the honors. We got number 8 Olympian going to number 1 El Camino. Number 5.
No one cares. Kidding.
Number 5 Oceanside going to number 4 Point Loma. 6 Cathedral Catholic at 3 Carlsbad. 7 Rancho Bernardo at number 2 Eastlake. My feeling, the 1 seed El Camino cruises against Olympian. Point Loma over Oceanside. Cathedral Catholic, I know they're 6th seed, but in my opinion, they're probably one of the favorites in this bracket. I'm going to take them in an upset over Carlsbad. And finally, I will take Eastlake over Rancho Bernardo. Thoughts? Who wants it?
I'll take this one. I like El Camino, but in no big fashion. I've seen some moments out of them that are really impressive, but I've also seen enough on the other side of the spectrum to kind of go, if they are not clicking, they're not clicking. Let's talk about RBs on the other side of that bracket. RB almost beat El Camino. So this is not an El Camino team that I have a ton of confidence in. I'm going to disagree with you on Carlsbad losing to Cathedral. I think that Carlsbad is a very good team that just got tossed into a very tough league schedule. We were very big on them the first couple weeks of the season. And then, they got sized up a little bit by the rest of the Avocado League, and they got chopped down a little bit. I think, though, that now that they're back into a bracket that's much more manageable, we'll see them pull out a close one. Got to go with Eastlake and Big Bill. This Oceanside, Big Bill, baby, and Micah Piet-Lewigs and Jalen Jackson picking up, was it a Cal offer? And
they signed a Cal. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. That's a real team. So this Oceanside Point Loma game to me becomes the most interesting one in the bracket, because this is kind of a pair of teams that are looking for a little bit of a redemption story on their season. I will say that Point Loma ultimately gets it. That wing tee becomes too hard to defend after a while, and with the athleticism that they have, they take it.
Yeah, I want to go that 1-8. I'll say this. El Camino. I'll say this.
Dude, you can
El
do
Camino's
it. It's
a favorite.
Okay.
El Camino is a favorite. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. But don't be surprised if Olympian upsets them.
There you go.
They have
pick one.
Olympian.
Oh, there you go.
Look, wait. I have some justification for this, not just because I'm an alumni. 2 running backs, Rashawn Brown and David Tyree. One's an all-league returning safety. They combined for 500 yards in the first 3 weeks together, and they've been out. So that's why I think that plays a big factor in some of the games that they lost this year. The defense has 5 new starters compared to last year. Yep. And in the beginning of the season, they took some L's due to inexperience, but now they look really well. They held Eastlake. Eastlake's a good offensive explosive team that can go for 50, and they held them. They are in the game. They only lost Eastlake by 1 possession, and now they're the 8th seed. Don't be surprised if Olympian comes to the upset.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't
Make
be
a
surprised.
Pick and stand by it. I
Olympian.
like it.
And then I got Point Loma. I think Kyle Grady and Malik Moore are just going to be too much. Davey Folsom, someone in the trenches he knows it's his last year, and I feel like it's going to be pancake season.
I'm excited to see Davey versus Donovan.
Yeah,
that's going to be a big.
Yeah, actually, that's going to be a really big matchup. But I think Point Loma is going to have a little bit too much weapons.
They have a little bit more.
Eastlake. This Eastlake Rancho Bernardo game, the first week of the season, I was the only one that picked Eastlake to win, and they win. They're on to a great season. I got to go with Eastlake. I'm on that Eastlake train. And then I got 6-3 upset too. I think Cathedral's going to pull it out. I'm with Tommy on that.
Fair enough. Let's talk about that open division bracket real quick.
All right.
We don't need to rehash all of our thoughts.
Yeah, open division. Don't really need to rehash. Do you want me to go through games again, or do we have it right in our head? We got the 1 Mission Hills. They're going to be hosting the number 8 Grossmont. The one that I'm really excited to see is the 7 seed Madison going to Helix. We've got the 3 San Marcos hosting Saints, who are the 6 seed, and then rematch from the last game of the week. I'm excited for all these games. Now I think about it, it is the 4 seed LCC hosting the number 5 seed Torrey Pines.
To be not interested in or not excited in. It's a question of, do we get invested in anything other than this just being Mission Hill's year? Because you can make a case that this Torrey Pines LCC game is going to be epic. Madison might upset Helix. The Saints San Marcos game has all sorts of interesting caveats to it, but ultimately it just becomes the battle of, is there a reason to be interested in this with how dominant Mission Hills has been all season?
I think Mission Hills is a great team, but these teams are in the open division for a reason. Mission Hills, yes, they're undefeated. They've had a couple close scares, but I do feel like it's playoff time. It's no matter what happened during the season, everybody's 0-0 now. And I think championship teams like Madison and Helix, whoever wins that game, I feel like they could make a run. LCC's having a great year. San Marcos has Kyle Phillips. I feel like every team has a chance, to make a difference in this playoff.
I mean, I will say this. We talk about open division teams. Torrey Pines was very, 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 very close to beating Mission Hill. So I'm not going to say it's going to be a cakewalk for the Grizzlies by any way, shape, or form. I think there's about 4 or 5 teams in this open division that have a shot against
them. Definitely. I think even though Mission Hills, yes, they're the number 1 team, I feel like they are the favorite. But it's football. Anything can happen on any given Friday night, and I think all these teams have a shot.
I'll make 2 quick points on the way out to kind of tag along what you said. You will wonder as we get closer to that final if there has been some moments in the past where coaches are playing that master chess game of, does Gladnick have something up his sleeve that he just wasn't showing all season long, knowing, okay, whatever happens in this game, win or lose, I'm just going to go for 2 right now. We're going to have some fun with it because we'll get these guys later, and I know I now have soaked it all in. You sort of wonder that. The second thing being, this to me is an interesting just long-term point for just all of San Diego football, where it's important to care about this championship, But we also, as a group and as a whole community, need to start thinking about state and need to start thinking about, yes, okay, like this battle is important, that battle is important, but Grossmont needs to focus on saving face here to get a higher state seed. Madison Helix, no matter what you say about who upsets who, it needs to be a broader picture of thinking about this just needs to be a good game so that as a city section, we can be confident that all 8 of those teams moving on will represent us well, because the ultimate battle has to now be state, right? Now that
San Diego got to unite.
Yeah. So I think that'll be an interesting thing going through these next 2 weeks is talking about that.
All right, so there's the playoff podcast for this week. Next week,
Who knows where we'll be?
Yeah, we'll be. Hey, half the teams will be left, so the podcast will be half as short.
D5 finals next week. Just not that that's like a huge thing for everybody involved in this podcast, but just look out for that.
All right, we'll be back with you next week with more playoff talk. See you then.